Hey everybody, it's Shane and I'm here with an unboxing and an installation video of my initial impressions on the Flight Sim Factory 7X7-3 Pro Full Electric Throttle Mod Kit for the Honeycomb Bravo. I just got it a couple days ago while I was in London and I'm really excited to check this thing out. I got this on Etsy and I paid about $190, but it's on sale right now for about a $160 US, so go give it a shot. What we're gonna do now is we're just gonna pull everything out of the box and see what's in there, and I'll show you what it comes with, and then I'll show you how to install it on your Honeycomb Bravo and give you my initial impressions. So this kit is really cool because it's for the 7.3, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So it comes with everything you need for all of the twin-engine Boeings. Now the throttle levers are gonna be in the shape of the 737, but I don't really mind that. I think those are cool throttle levers. If you want something different, you can buy a different kits for the 7.5, 7.6, or the 777, but I'm happy to use these for all of the twin-engine Boeings. So what's cool about this kit is it comes with everything you need for all of them, right? So this right here is the 787 flap detent and speed brake handle detents. So you can keep that for when you fly a Dreamliner. This is the flap detents for the 7.5, 6, and 7. So the 777, the 757, and the 767. This is your flap detents and your speed brake detents. So I'll be using that one today. And then this is for the 737. So it's got quite a bit of flap positions on there, like a typical 737 does, and additional detents for the 737. So I'll be using this one as well when I fly the level up 737 series. Okay, comes with a speed brake handle and a flap handle, which you can use for all the aircraft. They're essentially the same. What else we got in here? Okay, these are some little dummies for the extra little stocks on the Honeycomb Bravo for engines 1 and 4. You can put these on there so that they don't get in your way. They're just there to kind of cover those up when they're not in use. And then last but not least, the best part, these are the throttle levers, which are in the shape of a 737, but again can be used for all. And these are cool. They come with a reverse lever, a toga switch, and a throttle disconnect. So how this is going to work on the Honeycomb Bravo is you're going to have to pick which button you want to use, right? So the mapping for the Honeycomb Bravo, only one of these buttons can be used at any given time. So you'll need to make a decision on how you want to use them. And I'll kind of show you how to do that when we set it up. So this is the right throttle, number 2 engine, and the number 1 throttle. So stuff looks pretty cool. I'm really excited to take it out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to unbag it all, and we'll take it over to the Bravo, and I'll show you how to put it together, and we'll see how it feels. All right, crew, let's go ahead and get on with the installation. So I'm going to do the speed brakes, throttles, flap handle. So the first thing you're going to need to do is take your positions 1 and 4 and move them all the way to the bottom, okay? So we're going to set up for a 777 today because I got the new Flight Factor 777F, and I'm going to fly that. So I'm going to use this first detent, the brown one's for the 777. So I'm going to put that in here like so. Make sure it clips in. Then you can take your little dummy stick and stick it on there. And that should also help keep the detent in the position. There you go. Now you're going to take your speed brake handle and you're going to install like so. Let me see, is it going like, yeah, like this. Like that, okay. Okay, and now look at how it's in the detent. And it's spring loaded, so you can go up, armed, down to up. That's so cool. Look at that. And then, see the spring loaded action? Pretty cool. All right. Now let's do throttle number 1. So I'm going to install that right here. that's nice. Okay, there's one. Throttle number 2. Move this back a little bit. There we go. Throttle 2 is coming on like so. Okay, all the way down. And it has stops so that it won't go past into that like reverse detent area that you would use for an Airbus. Okay, I'm gonna move these up here like so, and then we're gonna do the flap handle detents next. So again, that needs to be bottomed out. That's gonna go on like so. Press it down so it clicks. Put your little dummy tab on there. Click it in. And then last is your flap handle. That's gonna go right here. Make sure I get it on there. This one doesn't want to go on. There we go. Okay, now it's in the detent. Now, check this out. Spring loaded. That's so cool. And check out the stop here. So let's say you need to do a go around and you're at flaps 30. You can go straight to 20 and it won't go back. Look, it won't go past unless you lift up and over. And again, flaps 1, you have to lift up and over to get past that detent, so you don't accidentally do it. Wow, that looks really cool, guys. All right, guys, so now that I got it set up, I want to kind of go over the fit and finish of this thing, which I have to tell you is really, really good. Now, I was previously doing business with Pro Desk Sim, and I have to tell you that, in my opinion, the quality of the Flight Sim factory stuff is way better than theirs, based on my past experiences with the MD-11 stuff for Pro Desk Sim. So I can tell you right now that everything works, and it works very, very well. So the speed brake handle works. It's got spring loaded, hits the detents. Okay. The reverse thrust levers have good retention. They click into place, unlike the MD-11 ones that I reviewed last year. And they work. And then they go back down, so they work nice. Throttle levers feel excellent, and they have a nice stop so they don't go into that reverse detent on the Bravo. I have confirmed that all 4 buttons work, but again, you can only use 1 button per throttle stock at a time. So the way I have it set up is, this is my auto throttle disconnect switch, and then this will be my toga switch. Now, normally you would have them both on the same throttle, but it's not too hard for me to reach over and press that button for takeoff. So that essentially means that this button is dead and this button is dead, but you can switch that over in your control settings if that's how you want to do it. You can put that to be your toga and that to be your disconnect, depending on how you want to fly. No big deal. I realized that after I was done messing with the flap handle, I didn't actually put it in all the way down, so it wasn't sitting in the detent, so I pushed it further down. I can tell you that it works, and it works very good. So check this out. Okay, flap 1, and you have to lift up and go over. 5, 15, 20, 25, and 30. And the spring-loaded function works very good, and these gates also work really good. Check this out. So let's say, hey, go around flaps 20. Boom. See that? You can't accidentally go into flaps 15, but you can easily go to flaps 20. Hit that gate. Now, to get over it, you lift up and over. And then flaps 1, you hit this gate again, and you can't go into flaps up. You have to lift up and go over. So these are really, really cool. I can tell you that they work, and they work very good. So now we're going to go ahead and go into the 777 and see how it works with, if it's responding to all the commands and everything. All right, guys, I'm on my PC now, so the sound might be a little bit different. I was recording on my phone prior. Let's do a functional test of the throttle kit and make sure everything works correctly. All right, so we'll do the speed brakes first. So I'm going to go to the arm detent for the speed brakes. So look right off the bat, that works. And then I'm moving all the way down to the up position, sliding it back to the armed, detent, and back to down. So that works great. I don't think there's any calibration needed on this axis right now because it seems to line up perfectly. Look at that. Armed, up, armed, down. Okay, throttle number 1. Perfect. Throttle 2. Okay, thrust reverser number 1. And increasing reverse thrust. Nice. Okay, back to reverse idle. Number 1 reverser stowed. Okay. Reverser number 2. Reverse idle. Max reverse. Reverse idle. Perfect. Alright. So this will be the auto throttle disconnect switch on the left throttle. Okay. And then I'm going to use the toga switch on the right number 2 throttle, which is mapped to the left toga switch here. It works. It works. All right. Now let's check out the flap situation here. Okay, so flaps up. Let's go with flaps 1. All right. Perfect. This is flaps 5. All right, so right off the bat, I can see that we're going to have to go into our flap axis and do some adjustments here because I'm in the flaps 5 detent right now, but it's not quite lining up with my Honeycomb Bravo. That's not a big deal. We can fix that, and I'll show you how to fix it. But just be aware, you need to test this out because the detents on your Honeycomb may not line up with your sim. Okay, so this is flaps 15, and it thinks we're in flaps 5. But now it comes into flaps 20. Flaps 25, flaps 30. So basically 5 and 15 aren't really calibrated correctly, as you can see. Alright, so I'm in the flaps 5 detent. It thinks we're in 1, or somewhere in between. Alright, so we'll go ahead and fix that, and I'll show you how to do that. But other than that, functional test-wise, this thing is fantastic. The fit and finish is really, really good, and all the buttons work, and they work very well. I love this. Alright. I'll show you how to fix this flap detent situation. Alright guys, I fixed it. Check it out. So, we're in flaps up. Here's flaps 1. Perfect. Here's flaps 5. Nice. Flaps 15. Flaps 20. Flaps 25. Flaps 30. And here's how I did it. So, I went into the Honeycomb or the joystick. I found the flap lever response curve, and I just had to put in a couple little spots here. So basically what I did was I moved it to each position, right? I moved it to the physical position on the detent and made sure that it worked with the position that I wanted it to be in on the aircraft. And I went to each one and I verified that it was working. So where I really kind of ran into issues was at flaps 15. The physical position of the handle is about 56% of its full travel, but the input that it wanted here is 50%. So flaps 15 is basically dead center, the flap position on the axis. So I set at 56% of the full travel of the lever. I turned it down to 50% input. After I did that, flaps 20, flaps 25, and flaps 30 going linear from that point basically lined up with the detents, and now it's fixed. So you may have to do that with yours. It depends. I think each Honeycomb Bravo might be a little bit different, how they're rigged and all that, but very easy to fix it, and now everything works. So basically, in summary here, I am very, very happy with this kit. It'll be very easy to switch this over from a 737 to a 757, 767. Eventually, when we get a Dreamliner, I've got the detents that'll work. And I know that the shape of my throttle levers is in the shape of a 737, but quite honestly, this is my favorite shape of all the Boeing throttle levers anyway, so I'm very happy to use it this way. I don't need the 777 throttles for immersion purposes. This is more than close enough. So, excellent job, Flight Sim Factory. Full disclosure, I was not reimbursed for this. They did not send me anything free. I paid full price for this, and I'm just giving you this review as a happy paying customer. So I've also got the A320 kit to review, which I will do on another day. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one.